Welcome back, everybody. The camera has been recentered. And we aren't going to use this ration for anything because we're never going to get damaged again.
Rex development on Shadow Moses was supposedly the first preparatory measure.
Also, I just noticed it put me down here. Alright. Well, when I'm editing the YouTube version of this, we may cut this part. I'm not too worried about the timer being covered by my face, because there's no way that'll ever run out.
Some say that the strategic importance of aircraft carriers will be reduced.
Also, I don't think we need to send Otacon those photos anymore, because you guys all saw what happened. So we can just go over. Oh, they're not there anyway. Okay, so it's saved that we did it. It just... that was close. Didn't remember anything else. What are they about to do?
I seem to be repeating myself.
Oh man, they're trailing off.
It is an undeniable fact
there we
that
go.
Force at work.
Okay, so we got the Marine logo.
Within the military.
We're gonna get the the front there. We're gonna get the center, and we're gonna get the other side, and then we'll have some nice little photos.
Of confronting this party. Thwarting plans and guiding this nation back to its.
It's not that difficult. Ooh, unless you bump into that guy by mistake.
This exercise is but a first step towards that goal.
There we go.
The future of the
those are some Metal Gear photos. And with that, we can finish off the tanker section. Look at that snake's anus. Alright. I won't skip the dialogue this time by mistake. We've learned from our mistakes. By the way, also just the camera, I still look pale as hell.
I'm receiving the images. The first image is... okay, this works. It's a great front view.
You're damn right it is. Oh, but I do have to click once to get
Okay,
through.
what am I seeing now? You're a pretty good photographer. We can definitely use this left shot.
Man, I know.
The next ones... we only need one good shot of the lettering.
Oh yeah, we already sent that.
So,
good for us.
What's the last
We're
one
thorough.
Okay, that's good.
I guess we did a
Shot from
solid
right is in the
job.
bag.
Oh shit, I did skip the dialogue. He just says that the Commandant's wrapping up his speech.
We, the Marines, will lead the charge into a new world order with Metal Gear Rain. That is all. Dismissed.
Snake, you might want to get the fuck out of there, like, right now. Also, if he's dismissing them, I don't know how Snake would have hidden from them anyways if they're all about to leave. Snake was fucked regardless. Not that anything bad's about to happen. We don't do spoilers here.
Excellent speech, my friend.
Who the?
Uh-oh.
Gift of the silver tongue. They say it's the mark of a good officer.
End of a liar.
End of a liar. Americans are too in love with the sound of their own voice to speak the truth.
Oh,
identify yourself.
Topical.
I am Shalashaska, also called Revolver Ocelot.
Yeah, you remember that guy? Oh, got a trophy for that. Spaghetti Cinema. Meet Revolver Ocelot. I don't know if that counts as meeting him, but okay. Also, IRL, I feel like they would have just dropped this motherfucker by now.
This machine will be quite useful.
Not that it would have worked, as we'll learn later on.
Steal this thing?
Steal? No, I'm taking it back.
Get the fuck out of there, Snake. This is like your perfect ideal situation to sneak away, because there was no other way you were going to get out of this boat. It's amazing that this worked out for you. You should take this opportunity. Also, how the fuck does nobody see Gerlukovich? There's people standing behind Gerlukovich right now. They're in a circle. They should have seen him.
Nobody move. Understood?
I love all their faces. They look so good. I miss this era. I probably played more PS2 than any other video game console in my life.
This ship now carries enough Simtex on its key structural points to blow it out of the water at the touch of this button.
Also, there were people like under the stage sleeping during the show, so unless they're still sleeping, they could probably get behind
right.
Karlukovich real easy if they wanted to right now.
Needlessly.
Now it's too late. Now you're in a bit of a sticky situation.
We're almost at the target. Get a move on.
Yeah, we probably should have protected this thing a little bit better. Well, to be fair, I mean, I guess a boat full of Marines is pretty good protection, so I'll take that one back. They had the right plan. It's just a shame it didn't work out.
What do you intend to do with Ray? Sell it on the streets?
I was raised in Snezinsk, formerly known as Chelyabinsk 70, the nuclear research.
I love villain backstory in these games.
What are you talking about?
After the Cold War ended, my home was bought out by the Americans.
Is there a point to this sad story?
Not you would understand. Land, friends, dignity, all sold to the highest bidder, the United States of America. Even the technology that gave birth to these weapons is Russian, developed by us.
What do you intend to do?
Including the laser.
Russia will rise again. And Ray is the key.
That's a pretty backwards-ass plan, though. Those two things don't link one-to-one.
As I said, I came to take it back.
God, Ocelot is the coolest villain.
Yes, returned to the Patriots.
The Lale Lule Lo. How's that possible?
Ocelot.
So yeah, around this point, if you've never played a Metal Gear game before, it starts to sound real weird.
Never in your employ, Karlukovich.
Are you still in league with Solidus?
Like, all these words are nonsense if you've never played these games.
Mother Russia can rot.
Hell, even if you did play MGS1, those words are pretty
When,
nonsense.
Ocelot? When did you turn?
I'm glad you noticed, comrade. I abandoned her during the Cold War.
More on that later.
Metal Gear only has room for one.
Also a line from the trailer.
Karlukovich, you and your daughter will die here.
Damn you!
You know, you probably should have kept him as a human shield. I mean, even if you did manage to drop Ocelot right here, the Marines would just kill you after. You could still get what you wanted, ideally. God, that's so cool. Ocelot's so fucking cool. Maybe my favorite video game villain ever.
Sergei, looks like you were long overdue for retirement.
Now, a lot of people may be asking, why are they not shooting Ocelot right now? And there is actually an answer to that question that we can point out in just a moment. For one thing, he can do that, which is pretty cool, but yeah, there's more of an answer than that, which is bullets cannot hit Ocelot. They physically cannot. And you will see that in a moment. Not that these guys know that, so they still should probably be trying to shoot him right now. I mean, he's just standing there. But whatever. It looks cool, that's why.
Show's over. If you wish to live, I suggest
Now
you
he's
run
holding the
now.
detonator, so now you're fucked.
This ship is still in the lower New York harbor. You may yet make it to shore if you swim for your life.
Well, at least he gave him an out, right? He's like super evil, and he's super cartoony, but he's still not cartoonishly evil, which is a very weird distinction to make. I love yelling, don't let him get away as you're running away. Someone else deal with this. So yeah, you'll see right here, bullets cannot hit Ocelot, and it's not just because they're bad shots, it's because of something we'll learn about later on. That would be a spoiler if I told you right now.
Ocelot!
But it is explained. I'll say that much. Oh yeah. Now it starts to get real weird. This is Metal Gear.
It's
His
been
sleeve
a while,
disappeared.
brother.
Who are you?
You know who I am.
Liquid?
Not so young anymore, eh, Snake? You're drowning in time. I know what it's like, brother.
God.
No
It's like my
wonder
favorite
Naomi
part of the
passed
game.
you over for the Fox Dive program.
Get out of my mind, Liquid!
What? Haven't you seen a man possessed by an evil arm before? That's kind of explained. But not in game, off camera.
The price of physical prodigy. Few more years and you'll be another dead clone of the old man. Our raw materials are vintage, brother. Big Boss was in his late 50s when they created his copies.
Which, that creates some problems with some ages in the
I live on
timeline.
through this arm.
Big Boss was probably not in his late 50s when they were cloned. Because that would mean that he was in like his late 60s, early 70s in MGS5, because Liquid's 12 in that game. And yeah, he does not look like he's 70. Maybe like half that. He looks like he's in his 40s or maybe good for his 50s. But hey, maybe Ocelot or Liquid got some details wrong. That's possible. Maybe Kojima forgot. That's also possible. I think Big Boss was born in the 30s. There is an official timeline that actually states when he was born. God, Metal Gear Ray is really cool. It's not as like chunka big beefy boy as Rex was, and I really like that about Rex, but it's kind of cool that it's the exact opposite. It's like sleek, which is neat. You need some variety in your Metal Gears.
You don't have what it takes after all! You're going down, Snake, with this tanker!
I also really like that they brought back Cam Clark for this game. I think this is the last one to have Cam Clark in it. If I think about it. Because he's not in 5. Not in 4. Except for like little recall moments. He didn't record anything new for 4. Yeah, I think this might be the last game for Cam Clark. Yeah, I don't know what these guys are thinking. This is not the best plan. Like, if you could take this thing down with small arms like that, it probably wouldn't be worth stealing in such a way. Like, there's even a dude shooting Metal Gear Ray with a pistol. At least he tried, I guess. Also, robots should always roar. That makes them 10 times cooler. I hope you guys can't hear my washing machine right now. That would probably ruin this whole experience.
Otacon, we have a problem.
Another subtle little thing, when it sucks up the water, you will see it change color from like a rust color to like silver, which is really cool. Watch this. Yeah, he's silver now. That means he's full. Can't drink anymore. And that's like a water drill that it uses as a laser, which is super cool. God, Metal Gear Ray is really cool. It used to be my favorite, but I like Beefy Boy Rex. I mean, Rex has an actual laser that's not made of water, so that's even cooler.
Snake! Snake!
Yeah, I don't really know what Snake's plan was there either. The biggest weapon he has is a USP, so maybe just run away and cut your losses. Oh yeah. That water hasn't aged super well. But at the time, this was the best looking game ever made, and I stand by that. I kind of find it hard to believe it can balance on both halves of that boat. I certainly hope somebody got fired for that blunder. Also, Metal Gear Ray does not have a dick, which is odd for a Yoji Shinkawa robot. Oh god, so good. This is what you try to get across when someone says Metal Gear, isn't that game like 70% cutscenes? And you try to tell them, no, but they're really good cutscenes. For years, I thought I loved games with lots of cutscenes because of Metal Gear, but I've come to learn that I hate cutscenes in a lot of games, unless they're cool Japanese
evidence of
cutscenes.
Snake on the scene. The cipher was most useful. I look forward to tomorrow morning's news flash. I would say the Marine Corps' plans are on indefinite hold. Yes, of course, Mr. President.
Still doing it. Still talking to him.
Snake!
Snake's dead, you guys. But the game can't be over, so if Snake's dead, and we have so much game left, yeah, let's save. What kind of game is this? What are we gonna do? This was super confusing back in the day if you weren't like me and you had only just heard about this game right before playing it. Scientists had to make thousands of calculations to create the atomic bomb and determine its effects. Computers and the atomic bombs, both products of the World War II, grew up together. Information age, people, information, history, technology.
Snake, do you remember the sinking of that tanker 2 years ago?
Snake?
Of course.
Terrorists blow a hole in an oil tanker full of crude barely.
That's not Snake's voice.
Your classic nightmare. It didn't take long for the government to put an oil fence around the whole mess. And then that massive offshore killing facility went up inside.
The big shell. I hear the cleanup isn't quite over yet.
It takes time. But in the meantime, the shell's become a landmark, a symbol of environmental protection.
Does this count as them predicting the BP oil spill? It was kind of similar. There were more Metal Gears in this version.
Approximately 6
Slightly.
hours ago, the big shell was seized by an armed group.
Do we have an ID?
Former members of the Navy SEAL Special Anti-Terrorist Training Squad Dead Cell. Russian private army members may also be involved. It's a highly trained group and they have the big shell under complete control.
God, it's so cool. This is such a cool idea for a game setting. You'll see why when we get there. It's weird to explain what the big shell is.
Come in from downwind and pull up fast. Get ready to fast rope down to Shell 1. 5 minutes to ETA. Now your top priority is to rescue and safeguard the president. Team Bravo, watch out for Stillman's back and get those C4s disarmed.
Yeah, it'd be nice if you got those C4s disarmed. Could be a problem for me later.
What are their demands?
$30 billion.
$30 billion? What makes
Billion.
you think they can get that much?
There was a government-sponsored tour going on at the big shell that day.
Hostages, huh?
A VIP from one of the major conservation groups, and one from our own government.
By the way, it's implied that this briefing happened before Raiden was swimming in. He's not telling him right now.
Johnson.
The president?
Unless the demands are met, the terrorists intend to blow the big
He's not
shell
just
out
hearing
of
that the
the
president's
water.
here right now.
And the crude will ignite, turning the Manhattan Harbor into an inferno.
I mean
That's
Snake,
the
not
worst
Raiden.
case scenario. If the chlorides being used to decontaminate the seawater go up
What are the
ocean,
subtitles
toxins
doing? They're
containing
flashing.
Catastrophic levels of dioxins will be released. In other words, the Bay's ecosystem will be wiped out. And the
That's
sea will
weird.
be
I don't
toxic
remember-
for centuries,
there-
becoming the
okay,
worst
now it stopped.
environmental disaster in history.
That's a weird thing that may only be present in this
You
version.
have two mission objectives. One, infiltrate the offshore decontamination facility Big Shell and safeguard the president and other hostages. And two, disarm the terrorists by any means necessary.
Yeah, that'll be easy. I'm one man. I can do this.
You should know that SEAL Team 10 is also conducting a rescue operation.
Is this a joint effort?
No. Foxhound remains a
His suit's really cool with the mask on, and it looks really dumb
That
with the
is
mask
order.
off.
This is Snake. I'm now inside Strut A of Shell 1.
How are things?
We're in luck. Looks like there are no sentries posted here.
What's the visibility?
Looks like an alien, and I
The
like it.
lights on the plant struts are functioning. I won't have to use the IR goggles.
Any problems?
There was a brand new hole cut through the oil fence. There's someone else
How'd that get
besides
there?
me that wanted to get in badly.
That's not possible.
What about SEAL Team 10?
They landed on the roof of the Big Shell as planned. And by the way, Snake, we're changing your code name for all following communication.
What's wrong with Snake?
Just a precaution. You are now designated Raiden. All right, Raiden. You've already covered infiltration and VR training.
This game's not
I've
Japanese.
completed 300 missions in VR. I feel like some kind of legendary mercenary.
Okay, we'll skip that part. Make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The
Now,
frequency is 140.
Maybe I'm remembering a different part, but I feel like that
When you
line of
want to use the
dialogue is
codec,
supposed to be
push the
different
select button.
if you
When we need to reach you,
don't do the VR
contact
training.
me.
And I didn't do the VR
codec
training in
will
this version of the game.
When you hear that noise, press the
But maybe
select
that's at a different part. There's some
The
part where you get a
codec
different line of
directly
dialogue depending on whether or not you
stimulates the
have
small
played
bones of your
VR before
ear.
playing this.
No one but you will be able to hear it.
All right. I'll contact you if anything changes.
First, make your way to the upper section of the Big Shell.
How do I get up to the next level?
There's an elevator at the far end of that area. Use that.
Sounds good.
Your new sneaking suit uses electrofiber technology, a byproduct of fiber optics research. The texture isn't far removed from rubber, but the material protects against a wide range of toxic substances. The suit itself has a wide array of built-in
It's pretty
sensors.
cool.
It is referred to as smart skin in military R&D. Data about damage to different regions of the body, including blood loss, is exchanged between the suit and the intravenous nano.
This is the kind of stuff we love Metal Gear for. It over-explaining every detail
Relax. The suit
and
applies
actually
very
trying to
pressure
make them make
major
sense
internal
is
organs to
really
maximize
actually cool.
performance and safeguard their functions. They call this the skull suit in Foxhound.
Skull suit seems appropriate somehow.
God, I love it.
The hatch with a circular handle will open into the elevator area. Locate the hatch first.
Copy that. Moving on to
Oh, my lights
main
on.
mission objectives.
Hello! Okay, we got some lice over here. If you lay down in this with a ration, they will try to eat your ration. And you will have it in your inventory, and it will continue to eat your rations until you shake them off. Some people don't know that you can find some items down here.
Got your feet wet? These are the basic controls for swimming. Stroke the water and move forward by pushing the punch button. Push it in rapid succession to swim faster.
Change your heading with the left stick. Up will take you up, down takes you lower.
That's a new line of
and right
dialogue.
to face those directions.
The
That
O2
sounded like an
gauge will
imitator.
appear under your life gauge while you're underwater. The gauge corresponds
That was
to the amount
weird.
of air you can hold from a single deep breath. Once the O2 gauge falls
That was
to
not in the
zero,
original
the
game.
life gauge will
100%.
start to
Even the
drop.
audio
You need
quality
to
was
be aware
different.
of that.
That was super weird. Was that in the HD collection too, or is that just in this version? I feel like... I don't remember anything about the HD version. Let's see. I think you can get thermal goggles in here? Is that what these are? Yeah, early thermals. And I think there's actually a ration at the other side of this pool too, but I don't really care too much about that, so we're not gonna bother. Maybe we will. Yeah, let's do it. Screw it. Playing Metal Gear. Might as well take our time to enjoy the scenery. There's the ration. God, I like this game a lot. Okay, we'll get that. And then rather than... No, I thought we could dive into the water, but we can't. So we'll go back the way we came. God, this game's pretty good, guys. Okay, we have that, we have that. That end's closed, yeah. Okay, I think that's all we really need from in here. So let's figure out who cut a hole in that oil fence and everything, eh? Shall we? Crush some more bugs. Yeah. Is there anything in here? And other difficulties, oh yeah, in other difficulties, I think you get the M9 in here, but on hard, you do not get the M9. At least not yet. You do get it later. And since we're playing non-lethally, that's going to make our lives a lot more interesting. Because now we'll have to rely on our wits to be stealthy. But who did that?
Colonel, I've sighted an enemy sentry. AN-94 and a Makarov.
Let's call him every time we see a bad guy.
All his equipment is Russian-made.
Must be a Gurlukovich man.
Gurlukovich?
A Russian private army that was in line to work with the Shadow Moses takeover group 4 years ago.
What's their stake in this one?
They must have made a deal, an arrangement with the terrorists. They become a band of mercenaries, an army without a country.
Yeah, shame on them. No mercenaries in these games. Alright, what's going on in here? Who's that? Well, that can't be Snake. Snake's dead. But we know that ass anywhere. So yeah, I'm a stupid baby.
Definitely another intruder.
When I first played this game, having not played MGS1, I actually did not piece together that Snake was Pliskin.
We may not know who he is, but he managed to
I thought it could be a clone thing, which I was closer than I should have been. There's lots of clones of Snake, but no.
We need to get an idea. But for now, you can take advantage of the situation.
Somehow I didn't notice that that guy in the elevator looked a lot like Snake.
A node.
Did you say nerd?
Not nerd. Node.
Oh.
Use the node
Raiden can be stupid
to gain
sometimes.
access to the Big Shell's facilities network.
Then what?
Pull up the map of the structure. That'll let you activate the Soliton radar.
The Soliton radar? True. That radar came in useful during VR training.
A radar system.
You should probably know what that radar system is,
input.
yeah.
These estimated enemy positions are projected.
But I guess they didn't tell Snake until he got
according
there
to
either,
reference
in
points
Shadow
collected
Moses.
Via GPS signals and field personnel reports. We need to get to the map through the Big Shell's node to put this data processing to practical use. The node unit is about 3 feet high. Should be colored blue. Each area has at least one.
How do I gain access?
Just push the action button in front of the node. The nanomachines in your body will
Just
take
push
care of
the
security
power button.
clearance and allow you access to the node. Complete the procedure before those sentries gain consciousness. If they spot you, you won't be able to gain access for a while. Stay on guard.
Got it.
Okay, so I don't remember if we talked about it during the first part of this playthrough. We talked about it a little bit in MGS1, but they do say in MGS1 that Snake and Otacon are officially dead at the end of the game, as far as the world knows. There is a reason that they're not officially dead anymore.
Use any of the enemy's equipment.
Just a second.
Why not?
You should know that all active weapons are equipped with a personal identification system. The owner enters their required user ID information during the weapon registration or at the start of a mission.
Yeah, so I explained that
anyone
away
other
pretty
than the
well.
registered user tries to fire the weapon, the ID system will not authorize the action.
But these are black market Russian weapons. How can they be equipped with identification functionality?
They must have been customized by the terrorists themselves. These are professionals we're dealing with, and they certainly won't let their own equipment be used against them.
I'm guessing it's the same for the Navy SEALs gear?
Right.
How am I supposed to procure weapons then?
Find the ones that have.
This was a real question back in the day, though, because I remember having people walk by while I was playing this being like, why can't you just pick up their guns? So they actually do explain it, because Metal Gear explains everything, whether it makes sense or not.
Items are yours to use at will. They will be your supply source with regards to weaponry and gear.
Yeah, so like I was saying, the reason why Snake and Otacon are not officially dead anymore is because Nastasha, our codec friend, wrote a book about them. Called something like In the Shadow of Shadow Moses or something stupid like that. I don't remember what she called it. But yeah, she blew their secret. And created a whole lot of problems for them in the meantime. And now they don't talk to her anymore. Good job, Raiden. They should have warned you about that. Alright, what are we gonna call ourselves? I didn't even think about this. Let's be big. I don't know. Where's the space? Dumper. Dumper. Do I have room for this? Mick. Gil. I do not have room for McGillicuddy, so we'll just be Big Dumper. Enter. Birthday. Sure. Wait, no, not yet. You will be this. Yeah. I don't know why the game thinks we're from the UK by default. I don't think the old one did that. I don't know what I was going to say. Yeah, let's just go with that. From parts unknown. Now, I always check this screen, because I remember a time... Yeah, okay, it's fine. I remember a time when the game, for some reason, turned blood off, and I didn't realize until the vamp cutscene. And it looked really stupid. What just happened? Why are we showing the logo?